warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, Bu Endang Astuti and friends. In this morning, I, Laily Salsabila, would like to explain and share with you about the result of my research progress by the title Synthesis of a Chalcone and N-Phenyl Pyrazoline derivative base 4-chlorobenzaldehyde and substitute Methoxyacetophenone and its activity assay as antimalarial agents with the supervisor Ibu Tuti Dwi Wahyuningsi and Bapak Bambang Purwono. Malaria transmitted by the bite of infected mosquitoes is one of the serious global diseases that has caused 400,000 deaths and hundreds of a million people of new infection each year, and over 7.6 million deaths since 2000, stated by WHO. And the World Health Organization targets that at 2030, at least 90% will reduce the mortality. And the chloroquine rapidly became one of the most useful antimalarial drugs but the antimalarial drugs resistance is a major threat to malaria control that contributes to malaria parasites to evolve the mechanism of resistance. Therefore, the searching for promising antimalarial drugs for the treatment of the disease can be a crucial challenge due to the increasing causes affected by the Plasmodium parasite. The focus of the drug discovery has increased towards the valuable structure known as the chalcone and the pyrazoline due to their extensive bioactivity in the malarian treatment. Based on the background, so my research purposes are: first, to perform the synthesis of the chalcone derivative from the 4-chlorobenzaldehyde and substituted methoxyacetophenone, and two, to perform the synthesis of N-phenyl pyrazoline from the compounds A and D obtained with the phenylhydrazine by sonochemistry method, and the third is to do the in vitro cytotoxicity assay of the synthesized chalcone and pyrazoline compounds that have a potential antimalarial agents against Plasmodium falciparum FCRT strains. So, chalcone is a simple structure that has been widely used as an effective template in drug discovery. As an important group of the secondary metabolites of the flavonoid family, compounds with the chalcone scaffold have been reported to exhibit a variety of biological activities for various infectious diseases, such as the antimalaria. And the presence of the electron group of the hydroxy and the methoxy group on the A ring, this one the A ring, highly increase the activity. And also for the B ring, the presence of the Cl and methyl group on the ring B most favor for increasing activity, stated from the Q et al. In 2020. So this is the previous research that already have been done from the Tilani Gayam, Kumar, and Liu, that the presence of the Cl and Br in the green groups will increasing the activity of the as antimalarial agents. So the pyrazoline, the Suma et al. And Gupta et al. Were succeeded synthesis of the N-phenyl from the chalcone with the phenylhydrazine in the ethanol with the glacial acetic acid as a catalyst, and this reaction is done using the reflux method. And the pyrazoline derivative containing an electron group such as the methoxy, methyl, and hydroxy group have better antimalarial activity, stated from the Kumar et al. 2018. And as an antimalarial activity compound, the IC50 is below 1 micromolar has a high activity. The chloroquine sensitive to the 37 FCR3 and resistant to K1 Plasmodium falciparum strain. And from that, the first hypothesis of my research is the condensation of reaction of Claisen-Smith has been done from the acetophenone with the benzaldehyde with the base become the chalcone. And the effectiveness using of potassium hydroxide and sodium hydroxide bases as an alkaline agent in the alkyl concentration didn't cause any significant differences to the product results from the Metz et al. 2027. So, if the substitute methoxyacetophenone are reacted with 4-chlorobenzaldehyde through the Claisen-Smith condensation reaction using potassium hydroxide as a catalyst under stirring room temperature, chalcone derivative will be synthesized in a good yield. The second hypothesis that since Suma et al. Has already succeeded at the synthesis of pyrazoline using acetic acid in the reflux with the phenylhydrazine, and from the Praseka et al. 2021 that sonication provided a advantage in the synthesis of pyrazoline derivative because of the cavitation effect created under local condition with a short reaction time. and the good result. Therefore, if the synthesized chalcone derivative are reacted with the phenylhydrazine under the sonication method in the presence of sodium hydroxide as a base catalyst, and phenylpyrazoline compounds will be produced. And the last hypothesis is that if the synthesis of chalcone derivative and N-phenylpyrazoline derivative have methoxy group and chloro, it will have a good biological activity and potential as an antimalarial compound. Based on the research design, the reactant is methoxyacetophenone with the 4-methoxy, 3-methoxy, 3.4-dimethoxy, and 2.4-dimethoxy for each of chalcone, and react with the 4-chlorobenzaldehyde with the potassium hydroxide about 20% with ethanol as a solvent and stirring at the room temperature. But have special cases for the chalcone B as stirring at the 15 degrees Celsius. And result is the chalcone A, B, D, E with the and the chalcone A, D will react with the phenylhydrazine to perform and phenylpyrazoline under the sonication method. And both and phenylpyrazoline and the chalcone will test antimalarial activity against the Plasmodium falciparum FCRT strains. This is the synthesis of the chalcone A, D, and E using the stirring room temperature. In the differences in the substituted methoxyacetophenone for each chalcone A, D, and E. And for the chalcone B, the differences is that in the stirring at the 15 degrees Celsius, and the reactant is 3-methoxyacetophenone. And for the N-phenylpyrazoline, the synthesis using sonication using ultrasonic bath, and both for chalcone and N-phenylpyrazoline, if the TLC result indicate two spot, then the recrystallization is carried out using ethanol, and the final characterization performed with the GCMS, FTIR, HNMR, and CNMR. In vitro antimalarial assays come from the sample dissolved in the MSO, dilution in forced concentration, incubation, and observation under the 1000 times of magnification. So, as a result and discussions, for the chalcone, A, D, E, B, have a yield about 57.4, 53.3, 85.43, and 26.1% respectively. And both the melting point is stated in here. And for the result from chalcone A from the GCMS, have a retention time about 31.6332 with the base peak above 77, and the molecular weight has the same with the M plus from the MS peak, which is the 272 gram per mole. And from the FTR result of the chalcone A, that the spectrum given the specific wave number for both for this specific vibration. This is the for the CO ketones of shows at the wave number 1, 6, 5, and 8, 5 and 8, and for the CZ alkenes about 1604. For this ether groups, this one, the ether, is 1, 2, 5, and 7. And for the CH trans is 979, and for the CCl 817. For the HNMR, giving the result that the peak at the 4 and 6 have the specific specific coupling constant about 15.5 and 15.5, which indicates the alkenes with the turns as somewhere in here. Yeah, both for the 4 is the desilting and the 6 in the upsilting. And for the CNMR result of a chalcone A, is give the specific at the for the methoxy groups in here. For the C at the methoxy group is at the chemical safe at 55.69 with the, and then for the Cl is 136.35, and the CO or this one, the carbonyl groups, is 188.60. And for the chalcone D, this GCMF result giving the retention time about 34.712 minutes with the base peak 51. And the M plus have the result 302 with the same as the molecular weight 302 gram per mole. And the result of the FTR giving the specific wave number for the ketones at 1658, and the ether groups, this one the ether groups is 1265, and the CCl 1810. For the SNMR spectra interpretation of Chalcone D, that has coupling constant 15.5 and 15.5 at the peak 4th and 8th, which indicate that this Chalcone has have trans alkenes in this compound in here. Okay, and then for the CNMR result of the Chalcone D, for the methoxy group at the first and the second peak, and the 11th peak for the CCl group here, and for the 15th peak about the chemical shift about 188 ppm for the carbonyl groups. And also for the GCMR result for the Chalcone E, that retention time giving that the for the Chalcone E is 34.414 minutes with the base peak 165, and then the M plus is 302, same as the molecular weight. For the FRR result, also the same, the specific at the 1658 as a ketone here. In here it's also same. And then for the COC or the ether groups is 1327, and then the trans is 972, this one the trans group. And the same for the Chalcone B have the retention time 30.68695 with the base peak 77, and the M plus is the same with the molecular weight is 272. And after result also the same, the ketones, the aromatics, ether, and trans CH trans and CCl have appeared and at the specific wave numbering here. And for the N-Phenyl pyrazoline, both A and D have already successful synthesized under the sonication method, and then which given the result of the yield is 98.6 for the N-Phenyl pyrazoline A, and D is 72.7. But since the N-Phenyl pyrazoline D has not DCMS result due to its boiling point and the peak in the DCMS cannot appear, so the calculation for yield in the N-Phenyl pyrazoline D has not calculated by times by the its purity. And for the N-Phenyl pyrazoline A, have a retention time at 47.065 minutes with the base peak 91, and the M plus from the MS peak has the same with the molecular weight. And then for the result of the FTIR spectra, that the N-Phenyl pyrazoline has the specific vibration for the CN groups. This one the CN, and this is also for the CN but without the double bonds, and the CCl, and this is for the aryl groups attached with the N. So also the same for the N-Phenyl pyrazoline, which this one is also appear at the CN groups, and then the ether groups here for the methoxy groups, and then for the aryl here with the N, and the C double bond with N here. Yeah, both the same, and both and this one, this peak is for the NH stretching. So thank you for your attention, and if there are any question regarding to my research progress, please do not hesitate to ask and have a discussion. Thank you and have a good day. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.